dear classmates. Myself Nishita Pathirkar from class 12A, and today I am going to demonstrate an activity based on refraction of light. So let us begin. For this activity we need a glass filled with water up to the rim and a white sheet of paper which has arrows made at its end in same directions, as you can see here. So now let us begin with the activity. I've taken this paper and now let's see what has to be done. You all can see that these arrows are pointing towards this direction, and now when I put the downward arrow near the glass, let's see what happens. As you can see that this arrow which was pointing towards this direction is now pointing to the opposite direction, and there is a change in the size of the second arrow, whereas there is no change in the size of the first arrow. So the question is, why the arrow which was initially pointing towards the left direction suddenly started pointing towards the right when it was seen through a glass filled with water? The answer to this question is the phenomenon of refraction. Refraction is the phenomenon of bending of light rays when they travel from one medium to another. In this experiment, the light traveled from air to the water present into the glass and then again through the glass into the air. During this course of time, the speed of the light through various medium varied, and as a result light bended again and again, and as a result the direction of the arrow changed.
A very hearty good morning to everyone. Today, I, Shubhangi Garg of Standard 12th A, am going to demonstrate an activity based on bending of light, that is, refraction of light. For observation, you need to look at this side of the container. Now, hold the paper in your hand and slowly lower it down. You will see that the direction of the arrow changes. We see that the direction of the arrow changes. It happens because of the bending of light, that is refraction of light. Refraction of light is the change in direction of the light when it travels from one transparent medium to other. This was refraction of light. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Justin Joseph and I am from class 12th A Math stream. Today I'll be demonstrating the concept of lens and the bending of light when it passes through water with the help of an activity. For this, all you're going to need is an empty glass, a glass full of water, a plain sheet and a marker. So in this activity we'll be knowing the concept of bending of light when it passes through water, and water as behaving as a concave lens forms an inverted image of the object placed in front of it. So what I'll be doing is I'll be drawing a simple image on this sheet of paper. You can draw any image of your choice, and for this case I'll be drawing arrows, dark thick arrows, one below the other, and yes, I have drawn 3 arrows. Since I already have the prop ready to demonstrate it, I've used a book, and you can use any other prop so that you can clearly see through the glass. Now I've placed an empty glass in front of it, and I hope all of you are able to see these arrows through this glass. So I want you all to observe carefully when I add water to it. Now you can clearly see that what has happened. The arrows are pointing in one direction, and as soon as we put water in there, the arrows flip direction. It's a simple experiment but shows important concepts. The first thing it shows that light bouncing off these arrows and entering into your eye can be bent by a glass of water just like any other lens or any other optical instrument. And in this case, it behaves as a concave lens as it forms an inverted image of the object placed in front of it. So I would like to conclude this activity by saying that when we place an object in front of a medium which has a greater refractive index, just like water, it bends the light rays bouncing on the object and forms an inverted image, in this case as acting as a concave lens by a glass filled with water. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, myself Pranav Nair of class 12A, and I am here to demonstrate the difference between apparent depth and real depth using a coin and cup experiment.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
To all, I am Aman Manohar and today I am going to explain the phenomenon of refraction by a small experiment. Experiment, we need a pencil and a clear glass. Now place the pencil in the glass. The pencil seems to be straight until we pour some water. The pencil appears to be bending at the point of change in the medium. This is because the speed of light differs in different medium. This phenomenon of bending of light is called refraction. The extent of refraction depends on the densities of two medium. Thank you.
Good morning to all. Today, I, Rahul Paul of class 12A, am going to present our experiment on the topic real depth and apparent depth. Aim to show. Now, let's see the experiment. Aim to demonstrate an experiment on real depth and apparent depth. Material required: a coin, a glass of water, and a cup. Put a coin in an empty cup. Position yourself in such a way that the coin is not visible. As you can see now, slowly the coin. Observe that the coin is completely visible now. Why do you think this is happening? The coin isn't moving. Rather, it has looked like it has moved upward because of the phenomena known as refraction. Let's take a closer look. We see objects. If lights hits them and the rays reflect or refract off them and reach our eyes. In our experiment, the rays of light hit the coin and bounce our eyes after refraction. When a light ray travels from a denser medium to a rarer medium, that is from water to air, they are refracted away from the normal on the surface of water. Then when these refracted rays enter our eyes, they create the illusion that the coin lying at the bottom of the cup is closer to us than it really is. In reality, we can't observe the zigzag path that the rays of light are taking. Our eyes always receive the light as a straight line. In reality, the coin is at the bottom of the cup because the lights bend when the light hits the water. The image of the coin appears to be upwards from the actual image. This is why we can see the coin at the cup of the upward. The distance from the actual position of the coin in a transparent medium like water to the surface of water is called real depth. Apparent depth. The distance from the image of an object in a transparent medium like water to the surface of water is called apparent depth. Thank you.
Very hearty good morning, respected dear teacher and all my dear Carmelites. Today myself Anu Sharma of class 12A is standing here to explain the working of a simple microscope. Now, first of all, we should know how does the microscope works. Microscope is an optical instrument which magnifies a small object. If we want to see a small object, we will bring it close to your eyes. But there is a minimum distance up to which an object is clearly visible and distinctly visible. That minimum distance is called as least distance of distinct vision. And we should know with the naked eye, the far point is infinity and the near point is 25 centimeter. So let us begin with the working. So let us see the working of simple microscope. पर उससे पहले we should know कि magnification कैसे होता है microscope का, हम कैसे calculate करेंगे. So magnification of a microscope is visual angle formed by final image, I am saying IF, final image, upon visual angle formed by object at eye. So visual angle formed by image final is said, we can take it as beta, and visual angle formed by object at eye is alpha. We are saying visual angle, पर visual angle क्या होता है? If there is an object of height HO placed at a distance, certain distance, and at our eyes, it will subtend an angle theta. So that this theta is visual angle. Its visual angle is the angle formed by an object kept at a distance. In case of magnification of simple microscope, what will be alpha? It will be when object of height HO is placed at distance D from eye, which I've already said is least distance of distinct vision. So it will form an angle alpha at eye. Okay, so let us begin with the working of a simple microscope. Remember, simple microscope magnifies 9 times an object image. Now we are going to take a convex lens. Now convex lens is a converging lens, a magnifying lens. So we have taken a convex lens and it's very easy. We are going to see case, which we have already studied in the image formation by lens. The case will be when the object is between F and O. When the object is between F and O, so that will be the case. So I'm just here, it will be no space for the image to be formed. So I'm just making it down. Okay. So here I'm going to make. तो ये इसका ऑप्टिकल सेंटर. So we will keep the object between
F and O. So it will be AB of height HO. Now one ray will pass through the optical center. Another ray will pass through the focus. You can see these two rays are divergent rays which never meet. So we are going to extend it back. So we formed A dash B dash, and this is the virtual and erect image. So this distance where the object is being placed from the optical, so this distance will be taking as U. And since when we study compound microscope, we know compound microscope has two lenses. One is an objective lens which of less focal length, और दूसरा eyepiece lens जिसकी focal length ज़्यादा होती है. तो eyepiece lens, this is eyepiece lens. This lens act completely as a simple microscope. तो यहाँ पे हम distance object का optical center से UE ले लेते हैं. UE for eyepiece lens. Okay. So let us begin with the derivation. In triangle ABO. Now this is the final image and this will form an angle beta at optical center. Now if we take this triangle, so what will be tan beta? Tan beta will be HO by UE, perpendicular upon base, and tan alpha, we have already seen. If we just come here, we know what will be tan alpha according to this. Tan alpha is what? Visual angle formed by object at I. So tan alpha will be what? Again HO by D. So this is first equation and this is second equation. Now see, these rays are paraxial rays. Therefore when rays are paraxial, whatever angle is formed will be very small. So you know sin theta approximates tan theta. That means tan beta in this case will be approximately beta and tan alpha is approximately alpha. Reason, we have paraaxial rays very close to the principal axis. So what is magnification? We already seen, it's beta by alpha. So beta, if you see, beta is HO by UE. HO by UE and alpha is HO by D. So HO and D will be HO cancel. So it will be D by UE. This is the magnification of a simple microscope. Now this magnification which we found can have two possible cases, case 1 and case 2. Case 1 showing maximum magnification and case 2 showing minimum magnification. So when can the magnification be maximum? Since magnification is beta by alpha and alpha value will be constant because it is the visual angle formed by object kept at D distance. So it will always be D by HO by D, sorry. So here we have to increase beta one way because alpha is constant. So how we can increase beta? Now beta is what? It is the visual angle formed by final image. So we have to increase final image. How we can do that? When final image will form at D, then we can get maximum magnification. So how we can just prove this thing? Apply lens formula, lens maker's formula. That is 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. Now here V will be what? It will be minus D and U is minus UE. Already we have taken U as UE. So V minus D. So इसमें if we put, it will be 1 by F is equal to minus 1 by D plus 1 by UE. And 1 by UE will be what? 1 by F plus 1 by D. Okay, let this be equation number 1. Now what's the formula for simple microscope? It's D by UE. So 1 by UE is this. So we can say magnification is D 1 by F plus 1 by D. Solving it further, we'll get magnification as 1 plus D by F. Magnification we got as 1 plus D by F. So this is actually the maximum magnification when the final image is formed at D. Now, case 2, when there is minimum magnification, we can say when final image is forming at infinity, then we get minimum magnification. Again, repeating the same procedure, we'll say apply lens formula. Now here V will be what? It will be infinity and U will be same UE. Alright. Now we say that V, now we'll just put these values. 1 by F is 1 by infinity plus 1 by UE. So 1 by UE will be what? It will be 1 by F. So UE will be what? F. Again, in this formula, I'll just substitute the value of UE. Now we know magnification of simple microscope is D by UE. So it will be D by F. So this is minimum magnification. So maximum magnification is this and minimum magnification is this. So finally we can say that magnification, that is D by UE of simple microscope, it can have two cases, maximum. So we can write it one way. Let it be this way. We can say that D by F is less than or equal to magnification of simple microscope, which is less than or equal to D by 1 plus D by F. And remember, in case of simple microscope, वो 9 गुना एक इमेज को या एक ऑब्जेक्ट की इमेज को मैग्नीफाई करता है. 9 times it magnifies. Thank you.
Respected teacher and all my dear friends, today Akansha Chauhan of class 12A is here to explain the topic refraction. Do you know what is refraction? When a ray of light incidents obliquely on the interface of two media, there is a change in the direction of the ray. This is called refraction. Now I am going to show you one activity for which we need one pencil and a glass half filled with water. Now put this pencil inside the glass. As you can see, the portion of pencil that was submerged in the water, light travels from water to air. The light ray changes medium and subsequently undergoes refraction. As a result, the image of the pencil appears to be broken. I hope you will be able to understand the topic refraction. Thank you.
Good morning, respected teacher. Today I am Nupur Jalhate. I am to explain you the experiment based on refraction. Here I have one glass, one mug full of water, and one page on which I have written a word in inverted form. So I'll place this here. You can see still the word is inverted, and now I'll pour some water. You can see that the word is now clearly visible. I'll show once again. You can see that physics is written here, and this happens due to the phenomena of diffraction. As light passes from the air, then through the glass, then through the water, then again through the back of the glass and returning to the page in the air. So as we know that light, when it passes through different mediums, it refracts, and in addition here the glass is acting as a magnifying glass. Thank you.
In this video, we will explore 3 topics. First, Doppler effect. Second is internal reflection, and third is mirror formula.
When a wave emitting object is moving, the front waves bunch up and behind it then spread out. If our object is moving towards the stationary observer, these bunch of waves are observed at a higher frequency, and if the object is moving away from the stationary observer, the waves are observed at a lower frequency. So that is the Doppler effect. The apparent change in the frequency of a wave is caused by relative motion between the source of the wave and observer. For example, if you are standing in the middle of the road and a car driver passes you very fast, as he does that, he horns. In driver's respect, horn wouldn't sound same. As a car coming towards you, sound wave gets punched off, so are delivered to you at higher frequency.
Hello everyone. Now let us learn a new topic, that is total internal reflection or TIR. Total internal reflection or TIR. So basically, total internal reflection means complete reflection of a light within a medium once emerged from a source of light. Now in this diagram, as you can see, ray OC is totally internally reflected ray. To make it more simpler, let us try to fulfill one of its conditions, that is, critical angle should be smaller than angle of incidence. Now in this diagram, I take angle OCH as the angle of incidence for the TIR and angle OAG as the critical angle, as it is providing us the reflected ray at 90 degree. As you can simply see, angle OCH is greater than angle OAG. So now we can say that OC is a ray which is totally internally reflected ray.
The mirror equation expresses the quantitative relationship between the object distance, image distance and the principal focus. So let us consider a concave mirror where P is pole, C is the center of curvature and F is the principal focus. When an object AB is placed beyond center of curvature, a real image is formed A'-B' between center of curvature and the principal focus. From similar triangle ABC and A'-B'-C, we can write AB upon A'-B' is equals to BC upon B'-C, making it as an equation 1. Then from similar triangle A'-B'-F and triangle D and F, we can write AB upon A'-B' is equals to Fn upon B'F, making it as an equation 2. From both the equation we will get BC upon B'C is equals to Fn upon B'F. By solving the above equation, substituting the value of BC, B'C and B'F and using the sign convention, we will get Fu plus Fv is equals to Uv. By dividing both the side by UVF, we will get our final equation 1 by U plus 1 by V is equals to 1 by F, which is our required equation.
Good morning teachers and all my dear friends. I, Sunidhi Thakur of Standard 12th A is here to demonstrate an activity on a topic refraction of light. You can perform this simple activity by making 2 coins disappear using 2 transparent glasses and 2 coins. In this experiment, the trick is you have to see the coin from the side, not from the top. Of course, it will be visible from when you see it from the top. So guys, for this experiment, we need 2 transparent glasses and 2 coins. So let us start this experiment. In first case, you have to keep the coin inside the glass. And in second case, you have to keep the coin under the glass. So now start pouring the water in first case in which the coin is inside the glass. In this case, you will be able to see the coin from the side. Now, if you see the coin from the top, you will be able to see the coin. Now let us consider the second case in which the coin is under the glass. Now start pouring water in the second glass. In this case, you will not be able to see the coin. Now you can see the coin is still under the glass, but you are not able to see the coin. Of course, when you see it from the top, you will be able to see it. Now, the question is, why is this happening? Now, this is because of refraction of light. In both the cases, the path of light is same except for the case in which the coin is under the glass. The light has to go from here to the glass and then inside the water. Because of refractive index of air is less than that of glass, the light completely bends around the coin. And so you cannot see it. So if you change the viewing angle and come more closer towards the top of the glass, you might actually be able to see the coin. And this is the science in disappearing of the coin. Thank you.
Good morning, I am Himesh Thakur of class 12th and I am here to demonstrate the reversible arrow illusion caused due to refraction of light. So what we need is to draw two right pointed arrows on a piece of paper and then put a clean empty glass between us and the arrows. And now let us pour some water into the glass. We can clearly see that as we pour water into the glass, the arrow gets reversed itself. It is due to the refraction of light. The experiment that we just completed, light travels from rarer to denser medium before hitting the arrows, and thus light bends and we are able to see the reversible arrow illusion.
Hello and welcome to my video. Myself Om Raghuvanshi, and in this video I will demonstrate and explain the concept of coherent sources. For this I will need two sticks and a container full of water. Now I will start moving these sticks up and down in a periodic motion. As I do so, waves are generated. As you can see, at a particular point, the phase difference between the displacement created by the waves does not change with time. When this happens, the sources are said to be coherent. Thank you.
Hi, Rudransh Katan of class 12th. I'm going to explain refraction of light by a prism. Alright. So, what is a prism? Prism is a solid, transparent, homogeneous, refracting medium. It has two refracting surfaces inclined at an angle. Alright. Now, we are going to study the refraction through prism. Let light be incident on the prism at surface AB at an angle I. Angle I is called angle of incidence. Now, let the refracted ray make angle R1 with the normal. This angle R1 is called angle of refraction. Now let the light be incident on surface AC of the prism and let it make the angle R2 with the normal. Angle R2 will be the angle of incidence on surface AC. Now the light emerges out of the prism and it makes angle E. Angle E is with the normal. Angle E is called the angle of emergence. Okay. Now the angle made between the path of the incident ray and the refracted ray is called angle of deviation. Correction. The angle made between the path of incident ray and the path of emergent ray is called angle of deviation, represented by del. This is angle of deviation del. Now let us derive relation between the R1 and R2 and angle of deviation del. See triangle QPR. The sum of two interior angle is equal to the exterior angle del. Now the angle of deviation is equal to the angle of incidence plus angle of emergence minus R1 in R2. Alright. Now let us modify this relation and include angle of prism into this relation. Okay. Now see in quadrilateral APSR, angle A plus angle APS plus angle PSR plus angle SRA is equal to 360 degree. This property of quadrilateral, that sum of all the interior angles is equal to 360 degree. Angle A plus angle APS is 90 degree. Angle PSR is 180 degree minus R1 plus R2. And angle SRA is 90 degree, will be equal to 360 degree. On solving this we get angle A is equal to R1 plus R2. Now substituting the value of R1 plus R2 in equation 1, we get angle of deviation equals to I plus E minus A. The angle of incidence plus angle of emergence minus the angle of prism. Please do remember, the angle of incidence depends on the two surfaces on which the light is incident. For example, if light is incident like this, then the angle of prism will be taken to be B. This is the angle of prism, angle B. Thank you.
Good morning to all. I am Joanna Benjamin of class 12th A, and today in this video we're gonna learn about refraction. Light travels in a straight line in one medium, but when it travels from one medium to another it bends, and this bending of light is known as refraction of light. So what is refraction of light? The change in direction of light when it travels obliquely from one medium to another, it's known as refraction of light. Now we will demonstrate an experiment to understand refraction more.
Put a pencil or straw in the cup of water. Kneel down to the level of the cup and look at the pencil or straw through the water. You will notice that the pencil looks like it is bent. The pencil appears bent due to the property of light called refraction. The distortion happens because the light ray slows down and changes direction as it passes into the water, which is denser than air.
I'm Divya Vaduke from class 12A and I'm going to demonstrate an experiment on refraction. Take a glass of water, draw horizontal arrows on a note card. Put the note card behind the glass of water. Now slowly move the note card back. Look through the glass from the front and observe the arrow. The arrow is reversed. This happens because of refraction, the bending of light. The light is refracted when it passes through the transparent glass, the water, and then through the back of the transparent glass, and finally through the air to the paper with the horizontal arrow. This refraction causes the horizontal arrow to appear as if it is reversed. Thank you.
A very hearty good morning, respected dear teachers and all my dear Kamalites. So today I, Janvi Rai of class 12A is here to explain you total internal reflection. So when a light ray travels from an optically denser medium to a rarer medium at the interface, it is partly reflected back to the same medium and partly reflected to the second medium. So this is called internal reflection. Now let us understand this with a diagram. So this is a diagram. So when a light ray travels from a denser medium like water to a rarer medium like air. So here AO1 bends O1B and it is partly reflected. So AO1C is reflected. The same in case of here AO2. It's bent like here. It bends. So here AO3, it goes with the surface, cause the reflected ray bend so much way from the normal that it grazes the surface interface between the two media. So it is shown by like AO3. But after this, if the angle of incidence is increased further in AO4 here, so what happens that it does not reflect in the second medium, but it goes under total internal reflection, so it reflect over the surface same. So here we can say that when a light get reflected by the surface normally, from some fraction it get transmitted. So this is called total internal reflection, where there's example like AO4, it bends here like this.
Good morning everyone. I, Amisha Sharma of Standard 12th A, is here to perform an activity on Boltzmann electroscope. An electroscope is an early scientific instrument used to detect the presence of electric charge on a body. It detects charge by the movement of a test object due to Coulomb's electrostatic force on it. The amount of charge on an object is proportional to its voltage. Now here we continue our activity. This is our Boltzmann electroscope. The material required are a glass jar, the glass lid to cover the opening of the glass jar, copper wire, aluminium foil which are attached to the hook of the copper wire, a straw, paper. Now we rub the straw with the paper so that the straw becomes charged. Now when the straw becomes charged, we put the straw on the copper wire. You can see that the aluminium foil repels each other.
Hello and good morning to all. I am Priyanshu Sagre of class 12th A. Today I am going to demonstrate an experiment on the topic phenomena of refraction of light. So let's get started. Firstly, we need to take two clean transparent glass containers and two different coins. Then at next we have to place one coin under the glass and another coin inside the glass. And then pour some water in it. And now we observe that the coin which was placed under the glass has disappeared. This happens due to the phenomena of reflection. Now let us understand the science behind it. In both the cases, the path of light remains the same. But in the glass in which the coin is placed under it, the light has to go from air, then to the glass, then through water, and then finally to water to glass. Therefore, the light completely bends towards the glass, hence we are unable to see the coins. But on changing the viewing angle, we might see the coin. That's all. Thank you everyone.
I am Arun Tiwari of class 12th. Today I am going to demonstrate an activity on the topic reflection of light. For this activity, we need a glass of water and a white paper with arrows on it and in the same direction. Now take the sheet of paper. You can see that the upper arrow is in this direction and the lower arrow is in opposite direction. In this experiment, the beam of light travels from the air to the water present in the glass and again to the air. During this experiment, the light of speed changes to medium and the beam of light bended again and again. So the direction of arrow changes.
My name is Archit Nema. I am of class 12th A. Here you can see the phenomena of total internal reflection. As I move down, the light rays coming from the sky instanting on the marble. The marble have a thin water surface which acts like the glass slab. So as I move down, it exceeds the critical angle. So you can see TIR occurring. The light rays from the sky incident here and into the camera. So you can see the clear image of sky. It's like acts like a mirror. As you saw, total internal reflection occurs when light rays incident from rare medium to the surface of the denser medium. Here, light enters from the air, which is a rarer medium, and strikes on the surface of water, which is a denser medium. So, as the camera was moved down, the incidence angle exceeds the critical angle and you can see 100% reflection from the surface of water. This phenomena is called total internal reflection. For better understanding, see this diagram. Here, as the angle of incidence is decreased, it reaches one angle which is the critical angle. Here, the light ray becomes parallel to the surface interface of rare and denser medium, and as it exceeds the critical angle, it gets reflected 100%.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Vinay Motwani. I am in class 12th and today I am here to present an explanation on the topic refraction. By definition, refraction means change in direction of light when it moves obliquely from one medium to another. Now, from earlier classes we have learned that light travels in a straight line, and that is true, but only for a particular medium. When it travels from one medium to another, the case slightly changes. For example, in this case, when a light ray moves from air to glass, it changes its direction, and this phenomena is known as refraction. Well, the main cause of refraction is that the speed of light in different mediums is different. For example, in this case, the speed of light in air is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, whereas in glass it is 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Therefore, when a light ray enters from air to glass, it refracts. Here I have a small demonstration to explain refraction. Here you can see there is a coin in the glass, and you can see actual depth of the glass and the actual distance of the coin. But this will not be the case when I will pour some water in it. Let's see. Now you can see that the coin appears to be closer than it was, and you can see the apparent depth of the glass. This is not the real depth of the glass, it just appears to be shallower. This is due to refraction. The refraction is bending the light ray and making the coin appear closer. Here I have one more example to demonstrate refraction. Here you can see there is a pencil dipped in a glass of water, and you can also see that it appears to be bent at this point where it enters the water. This is also due to refraction. So this was my presentation on the topic refraction. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Harisharanam Sharma from class 12th B, and I am here to demonstrate the concept of refraction of light through an easy and simple experiment. Take a sheet of paper and draw two arrows on it, first one on the top and other on the bottom, and make sure that they point in the same direction and they are thick enough to be visible through the glass of water when seen from the other side. Now, place the sheet of paper behind the glass of water in such a way that it is visible from the other side of the glass, and observe what is seen from the other side of the glass. Okay. What you will see is that the arrows which were first pointing in one direction will change their direction and point towards the other direction. This is an effect called refraction of light. Refraction of light is the phenomena of bending of light when it travels from one medium to another. In this experiment, the light traveled from the image, that is the sheet of paper, through air between the glass and sheet of paper, and then through the water that was present in the glass of water, and then it again traveled through the air between the camera lens and the glass of water, and then it reached to the lens of the camera, or eye, the human eye in other case. So as a result, it bent and the arrows appear to turn horizontally towards the other direction of towards the other direction. So this is due
to myself Gaurav Raghuvanshi. In this video I will let you know about optical fiber. So let's start. Optical fiber is a flexible transparent fiber made by drawing glass or plastic to a diameter slightly thicker than that of a human hair. It transfers signals like video, audio, electric at a speed of light. Outer layer of optical fiber is known as cladding and inner layer is known as core. Core have higher refractive index than cladding. It works on the principle of total internal reflection. It is designed such that every incident angle is greater than critical angle. Let's move on. Transducer. Transducer is a device which converts energy into another form of energy, just like electrical signals converted into light signals. Thank you.
I am Arun Mishra of Standard 12th A, and today I am here to demonstrate refraction. Refraction means change in direction of light when it is traveling obliquely from one medium to another medium. One medium is denser and the other is rarer. To understand refraction, here we have taken a piece of paper and we have drawn two arrows opposite to each other in it. Now we'll put a glass in front of these arrows. Then we will add water to the glass, and as you all can see, the arrows are reversed. This is because the light is refracted as it passes through the transparent glass, the water, then through the back of the transparent glass, and finally through the air to the paper with the horizontal arrows. This refraction causes the horizontal arrow to appear as if it is reversed. Thank you.
Class 12th, I am here to demonstrate a small experiment on the topic refraction. So let's start. Small bowl, a big bowl and a jar of oil. So let's start. Small bowl in a big bowl and pour this mug of oil into it. The small bowl is visible from the top and from the side it is invisible. Since both the glass and vegetable oil have the same diffraction index number 1.47, they make light go right through the small bowl and oil without causing an additional distraction of light, therefore making a small bowl invisible.
Hello everyone, I am Alina Cletus of class 12th A is here to show how bending of light by refraction takes place. Light travels along a straight line path, but what happens when light enters from one transparent medium to another? Does it move along a straight line path? Observe carefully what we are about to show you and trying to explain you what it happens. We have here water, two glasses, two similar pencils. We have placed glasses side by side. Place the pencils in the glasses. Note that the pencils look straight in the glasses. Now, pour the water in one of the glasses. What do you see? The pencil will appear bent at the boundary between the air and glasses. But is the pencil really bent? No. This apparent bending of pencil is because the speed of light is different in water and air. and so the light coming from one part of the pencil lying below the water changes its direction coming out into the air. This phenomena of bending light at the interface of two media is commonly known as refraction of light. Thank you.
Good morning. Today I, Aryan Bargal of class 12A, is going to demonstrate the principle of apparent height and apparent depth. To demonstrate this principle, we need a mug and a coin. We are able to see the coin from this angle, but when we shift the angle a bit downwards, we are not able to see the coin. But when we pour some water, after pouring the water, we are able to see the coin. This was the principle of apparent height and apparent depth. When a light ray falling perpendicular from the rarer medium to the denser medium and bounces back from the coin gets refracted when traveling from the denser medium to a rarer medium and bends away from the normal. Because of this refraction, we were able to see the image of the coin. The apparent depth is always less than the real depth. Here AO shows the real depth and AI shows the apparent depth. Here the medium N2 is denser than medium N1 and apparent depth is equals to the apparent height upon the refractive index of water with respect to air. Thank you.
Hello friends, I am Praveen Giri of class 12th here to demonstrate the phenomena of refraction through apparent depth and real depth. So place the coin in the mug, and here we can adjust the camera so only no coin is viewed. Now we will add water in it. Now the coin is clearly visible. It does not mean the coin has raised from its actual position. It really means that the image of the coin has raised from its position. It is through the refraction phenomena. The light bends and the apparent image is seen through our eyes.
Good morning to all. Today I, Pratik Raghuvanshi of class 12A, is going to demonstrate the topic refraction of light by illustrating a short experiment.
Take a transparent glass. Place a pencil in it. Now pour water in the glass. The pencil appears to be bending at the point of change in medium. This apparent bending takes place because the speed of light differs in denser medium and rarer medium. This phenomena of bending of light at interface of two media is known as refraction of light. The extent of bending is dependent on the refractive index of two media.
And all my dear friends. Today I will perform an activity on the topic current sources. So what is current sources? When two sources of lights are said to be coherent if they emit the same waves of same frequency or either in the same phase. So I will perform an activity. The material required is container full of water and two sticks. When I will dip this sticks into the water in up down direction, so we can see there are waves coming out in outward direction. See, from a point source. See. So, this shows that it does not vary with time and the waves coming from the point source are in equal distance. Thank you.
Hello, this is Shobhit Bansal of class 12A present before you to speak on a small topic, refraction, with the help of a small explanation and a demonstration. So what is refraction? Refraction is the phenomenon of bending of light when a light travels from rare medium to denser medium or vice versa. When light travels from a rarer medium to denser medium, the light ray tends to bend away from the normal. I would like to now demonstrate a small activity related to the same. So, for this activity, we do not need much equipments. The only thing we need is a glass filled of water and a pencil. Now, to perform this activity, you have to take a glass full of water and then slowly dip the pencil inclined to the surface of water so that you can easily observe the bending of pencil. Now we observe that the pencil under the surface of water is a little deflected from the original alignment of the actual pencil. The activity we just saw was a perfect example of refraction. So the light rays coming from the pencil under the surface of water were refracted. So from this activity we conclude that light rays might bend towards or away from the normal depending upon the difference between the refractive index of the two mediums between which the light is traveling.
Good morning, ma'am. Myself Shubhi Chaure of Standard 12A, and I'll be demonstrating the phenomenon of interference of light through diffraction, which is stated as when light hits the object, it bends around the edges and enters the shadow region. Between the dark and illuminated region, there are alternate bright and dark fringes which fades away while moving away from the shadow region. So, to observe this pattern, let's perform an activity. Materials required for this activity are a laser and 2 razor blades. Procedure: adjust the 2 razor blade with your thumb and forefinger such that the distance between the edges of corresponding blades are extremely small. Performance: now, in a dark room, pass the laser light through the small aperture between the 2 blades, that is the single slit. We'll observe that the light bends around the corner and enters the shadow region, thus forming a pattern of alternate bright and dark fringes. This shows the phenomenon of interference of light through diffraction.
Hello everyone, my name is Utkarsh Srivastava. I'm student of class 12A. I'm here to demonstrate some experiments on the topic refraction. So let's get started. Here I'm having 2 glass vessels and some oil. When we kept smaller glass vessel in the bigger glass vessel and added oil into it, slowly and slowly the smaller glass vessel disappeared. This happened because the refractive index of oil and glass are approximately same, and hence the light is not significantly refracted while passing through oil and glass. And hence we cannot see the smaller glass vessel because the light is not bent. Thank you.
Hello, greetings of the day. This is Alexi Matthew from grade 12A. Today I am going to demonstrate the phenomena of sparkling effect of diamond. So let's get started. Here you can see the sparkling effect of diamond. Now let me go forward and explain you the phenomena behind it. The sparkling effect of diamond occurs due to the phenomena of total internal reflection. So let me first tell you what is total internal reflection. thermal reflection, also known as TIR, happens when light traveling at an angle of incidence greater than the critical angle from denser medium to rarer medium is reflected back to the denser medium. Getting back into a topic, diamond has a very high refractive index and a very small critical angle. The diamond makers cut the faces of diamond in such a way that the light entering the crystal undergo TIR repeatedly and gets collected inside the diamond. Collected light comes out through some faces of diamond. Hence, from these faces, sparkling effect happens. Thank you.
Everybody, I am Arushi Patel of class 12th and my topic is how bending of light takes place by refraction. Let's do it. Now, to demonstrate this, we just need few things, a glass and a pencil. Fill the jar halfway with water. Now, put the pencil in the water. Look at it from the top. It's straight all the way down. Look at it from the side. It's suddenly crooked. Why this happens? Light refraction occurs when something gets in the way of light waves. Light, like most other materials, travels mainly in waves because the light cannot travel as quickly in water as it does in the air. The light bends around the pencil, causing it to look bent in water. Basically, the light refraction gives the pencil a slight magnifying effect, which makes the angle appear bigger than it actually is, causing the pencil to look crooked.